You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
Get your free inventor's information. Call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Hey, y'all, it's Jenny Earhart from the Southern Sisters Radio Show. Have you checked out our website, southernsistershome.com? We have the most gorgeous array of gourmet flour sack towels. They will look fabulous in your kitchen, and they're complete with all sorts of Southern sayings, designs. Go to our website and check us out, southernsistershome.com, and guess what? We have a promo going on right now. 30% off your order. Just put in promo code SISTERS at checkout. Also, free shipping on all U.S. orders.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to a brand new edition of the Topic Wheel, here with Wens and Friends.
Wens and Friends, I like the ring of that.
I like it too.
What's up, gents?
What's going on? What's going on, all? How's everybody doing?
Doing well, team.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Of course, we're going to give this Topic Wheel the old spin-a-rooney, but...
Topic Wheel time.
You know what? This 39-pound beast needs a spinning, and Griff, if you don't mind, can you do the honors first, sir?
It would be my honor.
Excellent. Flu pandemic could go up to 300 million people. Grab your hand sanitizer, but we still got it. Justin Selena on the splits.
Oh,
That's
no.
bananas. No! Apparently, that listening device in your home is laughing at you.
Some people call it Alexa.
Alexa. Yo, Alexa, order me more toilet paper.
Alexa, play Wins World.
Do you mean Wens and Friends?
So it's listening and laughing, right?
Yeah.
These creepy laughs are happening. I heard it. It was kind of creepy. It sounded like a middle-aged woman laughing all of a sudden. I guess that would be Alexa.
but it's happening at really weird times. Like,
and didn't Amazon admit to it? Like they're like, yeah, it's happening. We know.
Here it is. Here we go. I mean, all right.
A middle-aged woman laughing.
Yeah. And there's some funny tweets that followed. Our good friend Gavin Hightower lying in bed about to fall asleep when Alexa on my Amazon Echo Dot lets out a very loud and creepy laugh. There's a good chance I get murdered tonight. That would be my first thought. I mean, it's this random box laughing at you.
I am pro Alexa. I'm an Alexa truther. I have two in my house. I have one right by my bed. That one has a camera, so it watches me sleep.
Oh boy!
So who knows what's going on? I'm all for it though. I'm not scared of no machines. They're not going to rise up and attack me.
I'm not afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, I'm fine if it laughs. That's cool. Like it adds to the atmosphere. It makes a more jovial and fun household.
This is the beginning of the AI takeover.
No,
I'm here to tell you. This is how Terminator 2 started.
What's the big deal?
This is the
Laughter
beginning.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, but what if you put it, on your bathroom counter and you get out of the shower and all of a sudden Alexa just starts laughing? That's not very nice.
That wouldn't be very different from normal.
Hey, the water's cold. I was in the pool.
Right, George.
But seriously, this to me marks the beginning of the hostile AI takeover.
It's these glitches or something that's happening, or someone at Amazon's having fun programming it. Because Amazon admitted to something this past week, right? Like they said, we're going to try to fix this. We know it's happening. It's been happening to a lot of people. Things happen. No big deal.
Right. Except for Facebook.
Alexa, it's the most incredible thing now. Like all the stuff you can do with it. You can play music. You can video people. It can tell you what time it is.
That's an invasion of privacy. Aren't you concerned that the NSA is spying on you and Lady Griff in the bedroom?
No.
Why? They could be uploading all of your intimate action on X videos. Not that I've been to that site, but I hear that there's some pretty weird stuff on there.
I turn the camera off when I in the bedroom
when there's private time. Okay, or you just turn it around.
I really don't turn the camera off. So
all it sees is the shadow on the wall. But then you turn it back 2 minutes later to its normal position. I'm here to say, folks, honestly, this is a problem.
Honestly, I like Alexa. I think it's the coolest thing. But in reality, what I really use it for is, hey, play this music.
Play Tom Petty.
Pretty much. That's pretty much all I use Alexa for. And to set my alarm every morning. I set one alarm on Alexa, then I set like 6 on my phone.
What happens if the power goes out, though?
Well, I got my phone.
What if your phone dies because there's no power to plug it in?
Well, it should have some juice. It should make it through the night.
You're just hoping you wake up.
What do you
use?
What are we supposed to use?
I'm on a timer. I don't wake up like Gabe Kapler. I don't wake up until my body tells me to.
Some of us have jobs that start very early in the morning. Or we can't.
Hey, that sounds like your problem, man.
But really, I mean, Alexa's really cool. But like I said, that's all I use it for is to like listen to music. And my wife uses it as a timer in the kitchen. Hey, Alexa, set a timer for 30 seconds.
Woman, it's your time to flip the pancakes.
Right.
You better not burn them.
That's pretty much all we use it for. But it's cool. I want to use it for more, but I don't know what to use it for.
This is the problem. Okay, and I did some further research. I did my obligatory 10 minutes of research for the segment. And apparently Facebook had 2 robots working together to learn the human language.
What?
The human language. Its own artificial intelligence human language. Obviously, they're speaking in English because, let's be real, every country has signs in English. Mm-hmm. But they started to create their own dialect. And so they shut it down. They shut the project down because the computers started to have a mind of their own. And I'm telling you, I'm here to say, folks, discontinue the use of Alexa, Google Home, turn your phone, throw your phones in the river. It's time to go back to the 1800s, Little House on the Prairie, go get your own water out of the well. I'm here to tell you, it's time to destroy the machines before they destroy us.
I still like Alexa. I'm not getting rid of it.
What if her name wasn't something so sensual? I mean, Alexa kind of like turns me on a little bit.
I was thinking about that earlier today. Like, why the name Alexa?
Like
Isn't it funny how the name Alexa now? So any girls that were named Alexa who are like our age, like their name's kind of ruined now.
Right.
It's like being named Katrina. Mm-hmm. Then the hurricane happens.
Or Hugo, something like that.
Or Andrew.
Yeah, well, that's pretty.
I don't know.
All right, let's give this wheel another rip. I'm feeling pretty swole. Let's get it going. Here we go. That was totally random, I swear. What is going on? I'm telling you, it's the damn machines won't stop talking to me.
What's going on?
What's happening?
It won't stop. God. Alexa, stop.
I was trying to tell what was on the wheel there. We passed over the robotic burger flipper. The Return of American Idol, and we landed on another disaster waiting to happen, and that's the inevitable flu bug pandemic that's going to kill up to 300 million people in the next 2 years.
You were telling me about this. I know like the flu's been a big deal this year, right?
Very concerned.
Like lots of people have had the flu. It seems to be kind of dying down, but apparently not. Apparently there's more to the story.
There are many things to be concerned about. This flu that could be striking in the next year or so could kill up to 300 million people in the first 2 years, up to 30 million people in the first few months. And we have
how many people are in the world? Like 6 billion?
Yeah, like 6. Actually, now 100 million just died during that first segment, so I have to recalculate. But around
300 million could die.
Right, so a good majority of the minority. Wow. Does that make sense?
It's like that show. I don't know if you watch the show Last Man on Earth on Fox, Will Forte, but it's like basically the world, there's some type of disease that takes over, and then like him and a few others are the last people left on Earth. Right. So something like this happened. It seems to be on a grander scale on the TV show. Right. But it's coming true.
I think it's the beginning of the zombie apocalypse.
The last wins on Earth.
Hey, I already have the bunker built. You heard it last week's show. We were in Griffin's compound.
We were, yeah.
I've already put some stock into an excess add-on room where the Wensler family will abide in the event that this happens.
So we can keep cranking out Wins World and Wins and Friends.
So all the zombies can listen to the show, but we have to kind of like decoy where we are.
Well, and the machines. Maybe we can recruit them through the radio. We'll recruit the machines to join us to take on the zombies.
That's a good idea. We'll have the machine start laughing, so it brings the zombies to somewhere else.
Right. Oh, there you go.
Draws them out from the Wens and
so they'll
compound.
think humans are over there,
yeah.
And then we'll.
But yeah, I'm very concerned because for our good friends in third world countries, you know, we're as our president called them, the whole countries. Remind me to edit that out later. The S-hole countries, people are going to die because look. They don't have access to hand sanitizer and clean water and soap.
I'm anti hand sanitizer.
Why?
I've never gotten the flu. I've never gotten the flu shot, and I don't use hand sanitizer. And I don't always use soap when I wash my hands.
Oh, you're one of those people.
I use water.
But water doesn't do anything.
Water's pure and clean.
Yeah, but you touch the sink handle.
Yeah, I'm building up an immunity. Like all these people that get these flu shots and vaccines. And you use a hand sanitizer. Those are the ones that get sick, and those are the ones that are going to die. I've built up this immunity where I'm going to be fine when this flu epidemic, whatever hits.
This is making me feel very uncomfortable.
And how's it going to get to the third world countries? Who's going there to give it to them?
That's a great question.
They seem
I'm glad
to be so
you asked.
sequestered off.
This is the virus starts and mutates through aquatic birds, right? So aquatic birds carry the virus, and then once they drop their pellets. Mm-hmm. Where they're livestock, pigs, and
so it's like bird flu.
Yeah, well, but what happens is
water bird flu.
The pigs ingest the droppings, and the virus is in an atmosphere and an environment where it can recreate itself and learn how to survive. So by the time a human being is affected, this is how.
So do they eat pork?
Yeah,
don't eat pork.
It's
Pork's
our
bad for you
addiction
anyways.
to chicken and pork. If you're going to eat chicken, you need to get the highest grade chicken.
I like Chick-fil-A. So.
You like?
I assume they use the highest grade.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
It tastes like the highest grade.
Not for those prices. Are you kidding me?
I don't know, man.
You have to double down.
Well, if it's going to affect Chick-fil-A, I'm going down.
Doesn't God protect people who eat at Chick-fil-A because they're a Christian company?
I would think so.
Right. So you can't die of a heart attack from the fat and sodium ingested from Chick-fil-A.
You got to be smart about eating at Chick-fil-A. I'm smart about it.
How so?
You eat like one chicken biscuit a week or one chicken sandwich a week. The rest of the time you get like the salads, the wraps, the grilled stuff.
Ah.
Still high in sodium.
Still infected with this impending virus.
But man, it's Chick-fil-A, bro.
A Harvard doctor has said this is going to be the worst thing since the Spanish flu that killed the worst thing since, as of late, the swine flu.
I survived the Spanish flu. Why can't I survive
this one? No, you were not alive when the Spanish flu was circulating, but you were alive when the swine flu was here. And he says this is going to make the swine flu look like Sesame Street. That killed over 500,000 people.
500,000?
Yep.
We're talking about 300 million.
Right. So look at the numbers there. Add a few zeros. We're in trouble. Here's my advice. Okay. Go vegan and invest in hand sanitizer.
I would go vegan all except for Chick-fil-A. If I could still eat Chick-fil-A, I'd go vegan. Is that possible?
Sure. That would make you...
don't use hand sanitizer.
It's like the people that say, well, I'm a vegetarian, but sometimes I eat beef. You're not a vegetarian. You're what they call a liar. Okay? So you want to give the wheel a rip here?
Yeah. Is it going to laugh at me this time?
Yeah, I don't know. It might. Who knows? It's see. How to determine if your child will become a psychopath. That's something important nowadays, all these school shootings and stuff. Robotic burger flipper again. No. Peyton Manning dropping the pizza. We talked about this in Griff. I got to give you credit. Credit where credit is due, sir. You had the foresight to point out that Peyton Manning would eventually sell all of his 31 Denver, Colorado-based Papa John franchises.
Right now, Papa John's no longer the official pizza of the NFL.
It's the unofficial pizza.
The unofficial pizza. And it's still better than Pizza Hut. So Pizza Hut's now the official pizza. And then just so happens this past week, after all that's announced, they claim this was in the works before that, but I don't know. I'm suspect. Peyton Manning, he owned like 31 Papa John's franchises out in Colorado.
Yep, Denver. Sold them.
He's out. I guess I predicted that last week somehow.
You did.
I knew it was going to happen. I don't even remember saying that.
Premonition.
I guess I did. And you said, though, he's still going to be involved with Papa John's. He's still going to be like a spokesperson or something?
Yeah, he's the ambassador for Papa John's. He's going to be on the television set, perhaps on the radio.
When are those going to air? Because if Papa John's isn't associated with the NFL...
Good question. It'll be like the Super Bowl commercials that you don't really want to pay a lot for, so you put them on
like the
during
local
the pregame.
Commercials.
The local avail. But my question is, like, okay, first of all, what is he going to do with his time now that he's not running pizza joints?
Well, funny you should bring that up.
Ooh. I
just read this week that I guess Fox and ESPN, so Fox has Thursday Night Football now. ESPN Monday Night Football, they're going through, John Gruden went back to coaching, so they're looking for an analyst.
Right.
Fox has Thursday Night Football now. They want to make that like a big thing.
Right. Sure.
They need an analyst. Apparently, both are courting Peyton Manning to come be an analyst to do the broadcasts. Each of them apparently offering him at minimum $10 million per year. So Peyton Manning might be on your TV this fall.
I love it.
One way or another.
Fan.
So he's given up Papa John stuff, but he might get into TV. So we can't get rid of Peyton. He's always going to be around, I think.
So if Pizza
I'm all
Hut,
for this, though.
I know everybody's listening. So somebody that works for the Pizza Hut corporate headquarters in Pizza Land should really take advantage of the situation. And here's how you do it. And we discussed this before we started recording. First of all, you unplug every single listening device in your home so nobody else steals this idea. After you do that, you call Eli Manning, Peyton's brother, and you take advantage of this situation. Hey, and you make these little jokes and puns about how Peyton Manning is no longer the owner of 31 pizza stores for Papa John's. Eli Manning, you become the new spokesperson for Pizza Hut because there's going to be all sorts of Pizza Hut commercials laced in between 1 and 7 o'clock and later on the night games on Sunday and Monday. So, yeah, you got to take advantage of this, man.
Papa had Peyton.
Right.
Pizza Hut, the Hut needs to have Eli.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Or, hey, third wheel, Cooper. What's Cooper Manning up to?
Cooper, he's funny.
He's a funny guy.
He's the funny Manning.
He could say, "Hey,
Archie. What about Archie, the dad?
He's on death's doorstep here. We don't want to overdo it. We don't need any extra cheese.
He
or
had
cholesterol.
knee surgery.
Well, but you know how things can compound when you get to be that age.
What's Colin Kaepernick up to? You brought him up.
I don't think he's.
Is he not suitable
for that?
He's not suited for the promote Pizza Hut.
No, he's been ruined by his Muslim girlfriend. No, it's the truth. She's gotten in his head and made everything weird. I'm just saying this is a problem, and you'll see this year. We've already seen a couple NFL teams say there will be no kneeling. The Dolphins, the Texans. It's just the beginning. It's the beginning of the return of patriotism in the NFL because the XFL is going to be returning in 2 years' time. They got to get ahead of the storm. Got to get people off their knees and back saluting the flag that made this country great.
We're going to get Peyton back on TV, back involved in football.
Yep.
Players are going to be standing.
Yep.
Colin Kaepernick isn't suited for any job anymore.
No.
And
he's even going to be replaced at these fast food restaurants with this robotic burger flipper if he applies.
You're talking about this robotic burger flipper on the wheel. It didn't land on the wheel, but
let's just do it. Let's
talk about it. Yeah,
we bring it in. We're not going to leave the tease.
We've been talking a lot about machines and robots today. What's the deal with the robotic burger flipper?
Okay, so there's an official prototype. For a robotic burger flipper. I don't know what would you call it?
My wife?
Hey! Oh! I said medium. That's medium well.
No, but we're not eating burgers anymore because of the flu.
Well, they could be organic burgers.
Mushroom burgers.
They could be bison burgers, like at Ted's.
Lately I've been eating pea protein burgers.
Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh.
From the local grocer.
Your iron deficiency is rearing its ugly head right now. But yeah,
that's why I'm eating all this ice.
So you have all these entry-level, non-educated people looking for $15 an hour. Newsflash, I don't even make $15 an hour, and I have a damn college degree. So the fast food giants, Big Burger, we could call them, I guess.
Big Burger.
Big Burger has said, okay, you want that? I'll tell you what, we're going to replace you with the Tin Man. And this prototype costs between $60,000 and $80,000. And I can imagine it would make up for all payroll costs in less than a year's time. Think about all
easily,
those workers.
I imagine it makes way more burgers than a normal human burger.
Makes up to 2,000 burgers a day.
And I doubt a human can do that.
No.
I would imagine.
And then
I imagine that one burger flipper could probably handle all the orders you get.
Right.
Even during the lunch rush.
I mean, you would still need somebody to take the burger.
Like a facilitator, if
you
you
need
will.
a facilitator. And you could pay them $15 an hour, but this is what
you only
robots,
need one.
robots don't do. The robot won't have the smug, entitled attitude, won't ask for time off, won't need smoke breaks. You know what I mean? All these things that human beings have.
Not the Chick-fil-A workers.
No, but that's their pleasure because they're all Christian. They're God-fearing people. And they get a day off, guaranteed a week.
That's true. That's a good point.
You know? Everybody needs the non-Sabbath
Well, it all
off.
started with, like, you order at the machine or something, right? Like the tablet or whatever. You order on that.
Yeah.
So you don't deal with the human. And now the machines are actually making the food now, too.
Right. So as pickles. The humans mess up no pickles.
They
But the
really
robots
do.
don't
They
mess
really
up no
do.
pickles. But you would need a facilitator to bring the burger to the person. And also maybe kind of like a technician just in case who's in back reading the paper.
I mean, look at like the Golden Arches.
Right.
Their ice cream machine, it's become like a running joke, is always broken, right? So how is the burger flipper going to be? I mean, losing out on ice cream customers here and there, not a big deal. Or McFlurry customers.
Right.
But hey, sorry, we don't have any burgers. Our machine's broken.
But see, that's not going to happen.
Will it not?
It's not going to happen.
They can't keep an ice cream machine running. How are they going to keep a burger flipping machine running?
I'm here to tell you, here's the inside scoop on the broken ice cream
It
machine.
fixes itself.
It's not broken.
It's not?
They're lazy, and they don't want to actually go over there and pour the liquid in top and let it and turn, because you have to churn it. I used to work in fast food, I know, and I used to lie to everybody about it too.
And you would say it's broken.
I would say, sorry, our
so
machine's
Chick-fil-A
broken.
always works, it seems.
It always works because you don't have lazy...
Because they're Christian.
Because they're non-lazy Christian people who celebrate the Sabbath on the wrong day. That's what happens. But in these other fast food restaurants, they're lazy. It's any time between 5 and close. Oh, I'm sorry, our ice cream machine's broken. Like you can see
So it starts. So I need to go before 5.
You look at it; it's actually just unplugged. I'm telling you, this is what we used to do.
Really?
We lie to people because it takes time and effort to make the ice cream.
That's not very honest.
No, it's not, and that's why I didn't work for Chick-fil-A.
What if it's after, like, it's almost closing time? You don't feel like having the burger machine, crank out another burger. You want to start cleaning up and slowing things down. So, the burger machine's broken.
No, the burger machine
we can't sell you a
closes
Big
itself
Mac
down.
Does it?
It runs on a timer, and so it makes burgers up until 9:59.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Can't shut her down.
Works on Christmas, works during Ramadan. It has no religion. It has nothing that can hold it back from churning out 2,000 burgers
I don't
a
know.
day.
I like my fast food workers having the, some religion, like at Chick-fil-A.
No. I want these low skill positions to be filled. And this is not a hot take. I'm serious. I want these low skill positions to be filled with as much robotic quality as possible. Because I don't want the attitude. We went to, true story. Last weekend, we went to a local park to celebrate the good weather with my son, baby Wens, and lady Wens.
Yeah.
And we went to Wendy's in the meantime.
Why'd you do that? Come on.
It was on the way.
Was it on a Sunday? I hope it was on a Sunday.
It was on a Sunday.
Okay,
it was on a Sunday.
okay.
Plus, we can't afford Chick-fil-A.
Oh, come on.
We ordered people were nice as can be. No complaints about the service. They were a little less robotic than I would like to demand from here on forth, hearing about this robotic burger flipper. But we get to the park, and I open the bag, and the damn burger is half out of the wrapper. I mean, what are we doing here? See, this is a problem that would be solved by a robot. The robot doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't make mistakes, I'm telling you.
But the robot's only as good as the human that runs it.
Right, but you're not going to have some low-level, non-educated failure in society programming these things. They're going to have...
You make a good point, because when I go to the grocery store, I always go to self-checkout. I don't care if my cart is, like, overflowing. I like self-checkout because I don't want to deal with humans.
Right.
I want to do it myself and deal with the machine one-on-one.
I don't even want that person monitoring the self-checkout to talk to me.
I don't like
Leave
that.
me alone.
Oh, and they just watch you? No, go away. Go get busy.
Yeah.
Go give kids some stickers or something.
And you know what I did 2 weeks ago when I went to the local Kroger, the one that we frequent, in the great city of Gobblerville. The lady was trying to, like, big time me. Right, so I'm waiting in line.
The worker?
The worker.
Yeah.
The worker there, the low-level, entry skill level
Don't say
worker
that.
who's in her mid-60s. So, I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean, how much do you really have to know to do that? And not that it's, hey, you're working fine. I'm not hating.
Maybe she wants to do it.
It is what it is. Maybe she won the lottery. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably more wealthy than I am. I make less than 15 an hour.
What'd you do?
So anyway, so she tried to big time me and tell me which lane to go to because one opened up.
No.
So I didn't make eye contact with
No
this
eye
woman.
contact.
I just went right on my way to the open lane. She kind of was like, "Do you have your Kroger?" And I just didn't respond. I just punched in the appropriate numbers and just went on my thing.
Because men don't carry the card; they just put the ultimate ID in.
You put in your phone number like a God-fearing American would.
Right, I'm not carrying an extra thing
No,
around.
I don't have my key fob with me with my little
yeah.
Kroger Plus card, my LA Fitness tag.
I'm all with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with him
I'm a
on
man.
that. I want some respect from the Kroger checkout
I don't want to
line.
deal with humans. I only want to deal with machines.
And then what bothers me
or Chick-fil-A
is this is the problem though.
Yeah.
Is when you want to buy booze after 12:30 on a Sunday, like a God-fearing American would by Georgia law, you need to present your ID to the local, whoever, the
there should be-
non-skilled worker. And so I have my ID out. But I have to wait for her.
Oh yeah, it's always forever
to walk her fat rear end over to my side of town. And I'm just like, can I just not scan my ID?
There should be technology for that.
It has a barcode on it for a reason.
That's a
this
good
is
point.
what clubs do. When I go, to Midtown, when my wife is at work and I have my son being babysitted by family and friends, to the local, watering hole in Midtown.
There's machines that can just
Exclusively Midtown.
scan it.
Yes, there are machines, and they should enable this. But this is the path that we're on, folks, and I love it. We need more robots, but the point to where they start laughing at us.
That's
the
where
point
because I was about to say you were kind of anti-Alexa laughing,
right?
But you seem to be pro-machines.
I'm drawing the line at laughter here. This is the line that shall not be crossed in the world
Keep
of
a straight face. Don't laugh. Get your job done. That's all I want from you, machines.
That's it. So I think until next week, we have to close with our obligatory sage wisdom lyrical ability.
I probably should look one up.
Of one. So is there a song about robots?
That's what I was going to look up.
From one zombie Tom Petty. I thought you asked Alexa for lyrics earlier today. All she did was laugh at you.
She just laughed at me.
He's dead.
I'm between two worlds. And I think we all are with the machines.
If you've got an unwanted, unused musical instrument sitting in your closet or basement not doing anything, it can do great work for a kid in need. Simply go to giftofmusic.org, click on Donate an Instrument, fill out the form, and donate that instrument today. We'll even come pick it up here in the Metro Atlanta area, giftofmusic.org.
Hey everyone, this is Jenny Earhart with the Southern Sisters radio program. Tune in to our show every Saturday at noon on AM 920, where we talk about life, love, happiness, lots of Southern food, and Southern culture in general. You can also catch our show live on Facebook, so check out our videos at Southern Sisters with Jenny Earhart. Southern Sisters Radio, the show for Southern women and the men who adore them.
Right! And we're back to Wens and Friends, the Sunday edition. Brand new wheel, brand new topics.
Seems like we were... Just here.
I'm wearing the same exact clothes as I was yesterday.
I slept in it. It's great.
I smell good. So here we are. Let's give the old wheel, the Ripperoonie. Griff, do you mind doing the honor, sir?
I guess.
All right, here we go. Justin and Selena still on the split. Since yesterday, they...
Still not back together?
Still has not changed. Relationship status is still very complicated. Return of American Idol. No! The Billboard war has ensued as we spoke about last week. I predicted this accurately. The Billboard war is the new old media medium to recruit free agents in the National Basketball Association. And it continues. Cleveland has put up billboards to recruit LeBron James back after he becomes a free agent 4 months from now. So not only Cleveland, but
First Philly did it.
First Philly did it
to
complete the process, which is now known as the tanking process.
To
speed you guys up, the Sixers lost a lot of games over the years to collect good draft picks to get the best players, and here we are, they're in playoff position. But Cleveland fired back, and they're not having it. They want to keep LeBron in town, and they're not the only city now that has adopted this mantra. The City of Angels has responded by saying, forget the process, we have banners.
The Lakers.
The Lakers
want
Not to
LeBron.
be confused with the Clippers.
They're doing like hashtag LA Bron.
Like LeBron. How we actually pronounce phonetically.
That's true.
LeBron.
I said LeBron.
So
LeBron.
This is, again...
Billboards are back!
As I predicted, this is the new way to collect free agents when the time comes. And this is the beginning. It's going to start in the NBA. And let me tell you what. It's not going to end there. We're going to see this in the National Football League as well as in Major League Baseball. It's the beginning, and I love it. This is what
A return to simpler times. No more
Yes.
social media, no more videos, no more like talking through television and doing these I'm going to Miami specials.
No
and
more
all that.
machines laughing at you.
Right. Just billboards. Simple billboards. That's the future.
So this billboard in LA officially says, forget the process, we win banners. Hashtag LABRON. Paid for by superfancalljacob.com.
Okay. GwinnettGobblers.com.
And then his second billboard has a jersey with the number 23 and a crown tilted over the 3. Hashtag LA Bron, Cleveland and Philly, you can't compete with LA. And again, paid for by superfancalljacob.com. I feel like the Gwinnett Gobbler with your own domain.
Right.
You, sir, should be the next to recruit the next best Major League Baseball.
I got it. Next offseason, Washington National superstar Bryce Harper is a free agent.
I think you're going to go with John Kruk.
No,
not John Kruk.
So maybe recruit Bryce to Atlanta.
I like it.
For more info, or paid for by GwinnettGobblers.com.
Yes, absolutely.
I need to think of like a creative phrase or hashtag to get Bryce to Atlanta. I don't know. We'll have to work on that.
We'll work on that. The Cleveland billboards said, hey, Philly, hashtag LeBron is home, process complete.
What?
I mean, not really. That's kind of cheap.
Hey, Philly, you're a better city than us.
Wait. Are you talking about the state, really close to Flint, Michigan, where you can't even drink the water? Much like DeKalb County right now.
I mean, if you yeah, right. If you're LeBron James, you have to choose. It seems the choices are going to be. I mean, he really has any choice,
right?
But it's like, in Houston's in the mix, and they're not on the Billboard train yet, right?
They're not on the Billboard train yet.
Coming soon, maybe by next week. Sometimes something playing off Houston, we have a problem. Houston,
we have a solution.
We have a solution. Who needs a process when we have a solution?
Trademark Wentz and Friends 2018.
I think something like so. It's like Los Angeles, Houston, Philadelphia, or stay in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Cleveland.
He's got 2 houses in L.A. Reports denied by him, of course, that he wasn't courting, the 1%er school in Philadelphia and suburban Philly, but we all know his camp was there.
What's going on? The machines.
I'm telling you, they're taking over. If you weren't listening yesterday, you have to go to wensworld.com to check out that audio of our chat about the laughing Alexa, because this is a brand new thing. Okay, so that's the billboard war. Let's give the wheel one more rip with the time remaining before you have to go to your obligatory chiropractic appointment in suburban Gobblerville.
The one that's open on Sunday.
The one that's open on Sunday. Return of American Idol, flu. We talked about that yesterday. I'm still very terrified.
Seacrest in
American Idol. Yeah, no, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to determine if your child will become a psychopath. Now, Griff, you have 2 children, Chipper and Dansby. How are they doing, by the way?
They're doing great. They're the 2 I know of. That we know of. My wife and I. We think we have 2 kids.
Okay.
So they're doing well.
But they do look like you.
They do.
Which is really good. That's a bonus. They didn't turn out black or anything. That's always a positive.
And I saw a study this past week that said if your kids look like the dad, they're going to be healthier and smarter and more confident. So I'm winning, bud.
But my question is, do you really want your daughter to look more like dad? That's a problem.
I don't know, man. When I look in the mirror sometimes, I'm like, that's a good-looking guy right there. So, right. I mean, just imagine me with long hair.
Now, have you done the Facebook thing where you can
just imagine me with hair?
turn yourself. I think in the hyper hetero way, I think you're a very attractive, sexy man.
I appreciate that.
Hey, no problem. By the way, I love the ice chewing.
I have an iron deficiency. We covered this yesterday.
No iron in the water. It was just sewage because of the water main break in DeKalb County.
Did that affect us?
I think it is. It's like chocolate mess, like Wonkaville everywhere. Anyway. Have you seen the Facebook thing where you can turn yourself into this is another agenda of the progressive left to make us all the same, but have you done the quiz or whatever? Hey, what would you look like as a female? Or if you're a female, what would you look like as a man?
No, I don't do that.
So, yeah.
I'm a man.
Me either. I don't use Facebook. I don't have a college email. What? But anyway, so here we are. What were we talking about?
The your child's going to be a psychopath.
So here it is. This is crazy stuff.
Oh.
What the is going on?
They're rising up.
All right, I'm closing out all these windows, even the window to the outdoors. I'm closing that one, too. I'm not taking any chances. We're pulling the shades.
We are taking over.
We know you're not.
You are listening to Wins and Friends.
No, you're not my friend,
I am your friend.
No, you're not.
Coming up next.
I'm terrible.
Stay tuned.
So here's the thing.
Yeah?
You're not officially called a psychopath until you're 18. There's a specific term, as I pull it up on my slow iPhone, who's been hacked by these new AI. Anyway, it's called conduct disorder up until you're 18. Then you're officially a psychopath. But conduct disorder can affect up to 15% of boys and up to 9% of girls. And you may be asking yourself, okay, what are the red flags, to have conduct disorder? What are the keys to diagnosing this, right? So it's a lack of empathy, a lack of regret, lack of guilt, and a lack of consequence.
So every millennial that I know.
Yeah.
Hey.
So up to 100% of boys or pansexuals or pangender, whatever you call it, the theys, okay? This is a problem. Dude, think about that. 15%, 1 in nearly 7. 1 in nearly 7. Line up 100 people, and 15 of those could be shooting up schools or walking into movie theaters. This is not a laughing matter. This is not, this is funny Wens and Griff, mixing it up. This is a serious problem. And how you may ask yourself, okay, well, how do you know with babies, right?
Yeah, how do you know?
So they did a study with
they look like the mother.
Yeah, that's a good thing. They end up looking like the girls don't end up looking like dad and become butchy and then weird and wear too much flannel. But they did a study with infants. Hey, there we go. Griff is wearing flannel, okay, because you're not here.
It's cold outside.
Visualize Griff in flannel. It is cold. What happened to the spring?
No, it's the worst.
It's terrible.
Spring, summer back.
This is why water main are break. Their pipes are busting. Anyway, so they did a study with 200 babies.
My chiropractor's calling.
Are they? Should we patch them through? Ask them about your adjustments and whatnot? Okay. So 200 babies, right?
Yeah.
So if they look at the red ball versus the human face.
This is some weird stuff.
Right. But this is the telltale. So tonight I'm going home and I'm putting a red ball in front of baby Wens.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a picture of a human face. If he looks at the red ball, up for adoption. Tonight. He's somebody else's problem. I'm not going to be on the news in 15 years because of some psychopath kid that I once knew, may have some loose affiliation with. No, not happening. Wow. Or he's getting severe God. He's getting a lot more God in his life, because this is what the problem is. We have taken, and this is not a religious show, but there's some truth here. We've taken God out of our schools.
Yeah.
We've taken God out of our homes. The Bible isn't really what the Bible says anymore. We kind of pick and choose verses. Isaiah 57 says, I'll stand on mountains. The verse before that says, get your act right. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is a problem. Conduct disorder. Red balls. Associated.
So let's do it this week and see what happens with our children.
Let's see what happens.
Which kids will be up between us? We have 3 kids that we know of.
That I know of.
Right.
I was kind of loose and kind of a liberal back in my early 20s. Lots of unprotected.
So we can report back next week and see which children will be put up for adoption.
Absolutely. Or
maybe Beth and Randall will adopt them.
They seem to be adopting everybody.
Right. They'll take anyone in.
Absolutely. But
who did that study? The machines?
The machine. No, this was done by a famed scientist and author, Lilith Quinn.
She's trying to sell a book, probably.
She has a book.
Oh,
she has a book, but this is off.
She's going to be on Wins World next week, right?
Her own personal experience. No, her own son was one of these conduct disorder. He was the 1 in 7.
Oh.
So hey, I'm just saying this is something that you don't have to freak out like we are and put our kids up for adoption. But you might want to get more God in the lives of these kids. I'm just saying God.
That's always a good idea. You can't go wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with God, but the right God. Okay, the right God.
The God.
Not Allah or Buddha or any of those nonsense guys. You got the God of the Bible. Okay, it's very important because you could be going to those Baha'i faith temples and they're like, oh, everything's the same, right? It's the biggest lie going around right now. It's a lie. It's a lie from the depths of Hades. I'm here to tell you, the end is near.
Alexa, read me the Bible.
I do not have that. Would you like to read the Quran instead? This is exactly what
I gotta get to my chiropractor.
All right, he's got to get to his chiropractor.
They're going to charge me extra if I don't get there in time.
It's way beyond.
Oh,
okay.
my goodness.
Check back next week. We'll keep you up to date on the status of our psychopath kids or whether they are or not. Griff, but before we leave, the zombie lyrical ability of one deceased, but somewhere alive, maybe.
So sad, man. It really gets me in my heart.
Why couldn't Britney Spears die?
I don't know. No one dies.
Yeah.
Into the great wide open.
Only the good die young.
There you go.
Billy Joel. All right, later.
Break. This is Wynn's World, and it's Weird Science time.
Indeed, it is time for Weird Science. And my friends, you know we bring the very best to Wynn's World when it comes to everything that I don't know, which is a lot. And that's why we have the good Dr. Jeff Zweerink back in Wynn's World for today's topic, the first transgender woman to breastfeed. Wowzers, Dr. Zweerink. What's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, this is one of those that you kind of look and you say, huh? And then once I've looked into it more, it's like, okay, this is not really so surprising and raises some interesting questions that I think we need to deal with well.
Absolutely. So give us a thumbnail of the actual story.
So basically what happened was there was a guy who wanted to become a woman, and so he and a partner had a baby, and the other partner didn't want to breastfeed, so the transgender person decided, okay, I'm going to see if I can. And so they went to a doctor and prescribed this regimen to do things to see if they could induce enough lactation, milk expression that the baby could feed. And they were able to get the milk production up to about 8 ounces a day, which is, at least for about 6 weeks, was enough that the baby could just feed off that. And so that's kind of the basic idea behind the story and what they were able to do.
So let me ask this question. So it was the man that used to be a man that turned into a woman that was feeding the infant. Is that correct?
That is correct. Now, and I will say this, there's no surgeries that had been done, so this was just, as far as body parts go, this was the normal body parts up at the top where all the breastfeeding would be going on. And that's the part that struck me as odd initially. It's like, wow, I thought that was different. And then as I really kind of did some investigation and digging, just kind of realizing that as far as the machinery up in the upper body, there's not a lot of difference, in terms of what's required for lactation. And so really what this is saying is that if you apply the correct hormones, that either men or women are going to do this. And this is not really that surprising, given that this sort of thing has been known for centuries, actually. So it's not really that surprising in that regard.
So why do you think we haven't seen it more?
One, because it's just not a very common thing, or rather, I will say this, that it's outside the norm in terms of what's expected. Generally women will breastfeed, men won't. And the things you need to do to induce that in a biological male are pretty extraordinary. I mean, you got to do things to suppress the expression of the testosterone. You've got to do things to increase, you take estrogen and those sorts of things to express more female hormones and behaviors and reactions. And then you also have to do specific things to increase the chemicals given off during lactation or during pregnancy that actually induce lactation. And so it's quite a serious chemical or drug regimen that you have to be on to do this. And at the end of the day, they were able to get the milk expression up to about 8 ounces, which for most of my kids, that was about one feeding during the day after you got past about two or three months there. So it's not, after a while, the milk production dropped off. So it wasn't something that is, we can do this and this will take care of the baby. It was going to have to be supplemented by something else anyway.
So in my mind, I'm visualizing this situation, right? So you have a male who God created him a man who perhaps had some effeminate tendencies and kind of wanted to go in that direction at whatever point in his life. Do you think that the lack of testosterone or whatever imbalances or different balances, I'll put it that way, than you or I kind of catered and helped this process along, even without the hormones? Or is it possible to do this without the hormones if the situation was right?
As I look at it and as I understand it, I don't know that it is possible to do it without the hormones. In fact, just as I was reading again, okay, so what is it? What were the steps that had to go on in there?
Right.
So one of the things you have to do is block the action of testosterone, because that does a lot of things to limit how this plays out. And the medication you use to do that has some pretty serious side effects. And so, it's not clear what the long-term consequences of that are. So one, you have to block the testosterone. Then two, you have to do things to actually increase the female hormones. And then the third one, you have to do things specifically to induce lactation. And, some people are prone to more lactation than some others. Actually, one of the interesting things I read as I was investigating all this is that there's a condition that people have. It's called galactorrhea, which sounds like a really bad thing to have when you're traveling through space. But it has nothing to do with that. It's actually just that sometimes people, men, women, children, infants, will express milk outside of pregnancy altogether. And so, all that kind of says is that there are how the hormones and the imbalances and how they play out affect things. Most of the time, everything seems to work right, but occasionally the hormones or everything are out of balance. And so the short answer to your question is I'm almost certain how the hormones are running through a body have an effect on what you feel and what you think and what your tendencies want to be. I'm not sure that justifies what we do with them. I think they're standards of, okay, you got to behave this way or that way. But certainly the hormones have an effect on that.
And obviously this plays into so many different arenas. Again, if you're just joining us, we're with Dr. Jeff Swearink from the fantastic organization in the great state of California. Reasons.org is where they're found online, where faith and science converge. I'm looking at this from kind of, I guess, for the lack of a better term, a morality standpoint. Obviously, mileage varies when it comes to that. But how do you view this as a believer? And myself, I kind of view it as kind of a twisted sense of nature on one hand, but on the other hand, I kind of think, well, the baby's getting fed, so does it really matter?
Yeah, and that's a really good question. And I think, I could see it from a number of different angles. That some are going to say, okay, men and women are kind of identical. We just have to supply the right hormones. And I think that's an overstatement because, what is unclear is, if this is kind of representative of what could be done, there's just a limit to how much milk can be expressed that is not adequate to take care of a child.
Right.
And so clearly women in general are just far better equipped for that. Then there's also from a different aspect that hasn't been studied is this was all looked at from, breastfeeding's better and that you get mother-daughter or mother-child bonding better through this. But what nobody has really investigated is, you're putting quite a bit of drugs into the system, and what are the consequences of that for the child and such? And I know from one of my children that my wife could not even drink milk because one of my kids was lactose intolerant, and we realized this when they were 2 weeks old.
Wow.
That her drinking milk induced enough lactose into what my child got, that it would cause them problems. And so, just the idea of putting all of these chemicals or the hormones that are not meant to be there into the system, that could have problems that we haven't studied well. And so that's, I think, to me, where the biggest issue of morality comes into play is like ultimately we don't want to do things for our benefit that end up hurting the children unnecessarily, and we haven't studied that well at all here.
Absolutely. And another aspect that I thought about while you were speaking is the aspect of the nutrient density of this milk. Now, it's very important that babies get a high amount of fat in mama's milk. So do you think that the milk is similar in nutrients, or is there any reason to believe that it would differentiate greatly and keep it to a point where even the 8 ounces that was provided daily wouldn't really be supplying even enough nutrients in one feed?
That I don't have a good answer for that, because that's one thing specifically mentioned in everything I've read is that they've not tested the milk to see how good it was. Now, one thing that does give me a little bit of pause is that I remember, again, and interacting with my wife and all of the stuff we've done with our kids, is that, when you start nursing, you get a little bit of that low-density milk, and it's not until you've nursed quite a while that you get the denser stuff that lasts longer.
Right.
At least that's my recollection of it. And so if you're just expressing a little bit or you don't have sufficient quantity, you may not be getting into that really nutrient-dense milk that the child needs. And so, again, that's another area of study that people have to look at. Now, I will say this, that as they were looking at the health of the baby, nothing stood out as obviously wrong. And so we're at least in the ballpark there of something it's not seriously wrong, but nobody's done a long-term study of this to see whether children are really getting the nutrients they need. And again, I think that would be incredibly important before we start advocating or pursuing this too seriously.
Now, do you think this is the first of many transgender women to breastfeed, or do you think this is kind of one of those isolated things that we talk about, it's cute, but it passes over and we're not going to hear about this for a long time from now?
My suspicion is, and this is just my suspicion, is that people will see this, and because they want to have those bonding experiences, they want to say, I want to be as much of a woman as I can, that this is going to be more common, at least for a while. Whether it turns into a long-term trend or not, hopefully that's based on whether this actually has any detrimental effects to the child again or not. Again, I'm really quite concerned that you're taking a lot of medications to induce this without studying in any sort of systematic way what effect that has on the child. Because, again, I think children are pretty sensitive to what's going on, and especially in those first 2 or 3 years, there's things that are happening that are going to determine a lot of how they think and live the rest of their life. And so that's important.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, right.
And then such a fantastic point, Dr. Zweerink, is whatever mama drinks or eats or swallows is going to go. It's not like there's a placental wall to protect baby from whatever's being ingested by mom. It's going straight to. And I know this firsthand because when my wife was breastfeeding our son, she couldn't even take ibuprofen. So imagine something as simple and over-the-counter as that. And then when we talk about these hormones that are doing God knows what to both parties, it does seem like we're operating on shaky ground.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why my fear is that it's going to become very popular because it's kind of that's the vogue or the in thing to be talking about right now, and we want to kind of normalize that. You know, I think the first primary goal of a parent is to make sure that their kid is well taken care of. And so I think this is something that it's kind of scary for me to think, because the problems or the complications that you might be introducing may not show up for a long time, and they're irreversible probably at that point in time. And so I just think we need to be much more careful. It certainly needs a lot more study. And again, this is, I think, one of those things where as God's kind of laid out how things work, He keeps us from danger zones so that we can be careful and not cause damage just because we're not being careful.
And my friends, unfortunately, we're going to have to cut this off here, but the entire chat is available on wenzworld.com, WENZ world.com. Stick with us. We got a whole lot more show coming your way. And that is a dirty, dirty lie, because there's not a whole lot more show coming because we're up against it. We only have a few minutes remaining. But with that time, I wanted to take the time to say thank you so much for spending this time with yours truly. Of course, I'd love to connect with you on the socials, as the kids would say, those darn millennials. Anyway, Twitter at Wenz World Radio, WENZ World Radio. Of course, the website where all of our chats are available on demand, on your watch, anytime you want to listen in their entirety. Because, in radio world, we're up against a hard clock, and, we can't beat the clock. The clock rules all. Just ask Flava Flav, that thing dangling from his neck. And in any case, wenzworld.com, again, is the website. And even on Facebook, you can connect with us there, WENZ World. Guys, I got to tell you, I'm so thankful to spend another Tuesday evening with you right here on KLRN, where liberty reigns. Talk next time. You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
Get your free inventor's information. Call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.